All right, all right. We are back. First team podcast. We are without our guy Deuce today, but Gene and I will be holding it down. Listen, I'm rocking lavish lifestyle trucker hat right now. Lavish
Oof,
lifestyle trucker hat. Lavish. I need you to send me a bag real quick for
big money.
for for showing out with the brand. Now, this my man's hat right here. It's 49. It's really really dope, smooth, fly stuff. So
Where's
if
he based out
you
of?
He's out in Brooklyn, but he outside now. He be
Okay,
in Miami. Yeah,
okay.
he a celebrity now, so he be all over the place. He be in Miami. He be in Haiti. He be everywhere. But that's my man's. He be doing his thing, and I want to support the bro. But for real, hit me up about a sponsorship so I can wear this every episode, bro. Let's talk. All
Chip.
right, let's get into the show. We're gonna get right back into it with some rapid fire. As you know, I like to say every time we get into the rapid fire, I don't need no dialogue, I don't need no explanation. I just need you to tell me this or that, yay or nay, facts or cap, true or false. Let's do it. Um, how you feeling, Gene? Before we get into all that, how you feeling?
I mean, in general or during this football season?
We know how you feel in football, football wise. How you feeling in
And
general? We'll take that.
yo, I'm doing well, bro. I turned the
Okay,
big 4-0 next month.
that's right. That's right. That's
That's
right.
it. So
No doubt.
can't complain. What about yourself?
I'm good. I'm staying busy, staying productive, but that's the grind is the grind. Can't complain.
Same.
Can't complain. All right, let's do this rapid fire. Which of these two undefeated teams remaining are better, the Bills or the Eagles?
Eagles.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know you want to get into it.
For the sake of the rapid fire, I'm gonna bite the bullet. I think it's close. I'm gonna bite the bullet. I'm gonna bite the bullet. All right. True or false? The Baltimore Ravens season is over.
False.
Okay.
Mhm.
For some context, Lamar Jackson is likely to miss some weeks. Does that change your idea or your comment on whether it's over or not?
Gotta double check, but I was skimming through their schedule. It really depends on the next 3 or 4 games. They have
Okay. They
some
got the
winnable
Texans on
games.
Sunday. Okay.
Yeah, they have some winnable games.
Okay. One word to describe Micah Parsons' return to Dallas.
Lackluster.
Mm. Name the quarterback that's been the most lackluster through the first
Wait,
four
hold
weeks so
on.
far.
You got to give me your answer too. What's up? Like,
All right. So I thought
whoa,
Micah's return was incomplete. I feel like he played okay. He rushed the quarterback. He didn't get home very much because they were double teaming him a lot. They were making sure Micah couldn't beat them, but he made probably the sack that
yeah,
saved the
mattered the
game.
most. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. So I would say incomplete because I thought he could have had a bigger game, but again, Dallas game plan to not let him do that. Um, the quarterback that's been the most lackluster through 4 weeks is whom?
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith by far. I'm so like
Yeah, yo,
I cannot believe like how he's turning the ball over and
dude
costing
got
them
what?
games.
Son, 3 interceptions again.
Yeah, now it's crazy. It can all winnable games. All winnable games. Ashton finally
Yes.
breaks out and you
Come on,
wilding with the
bro.
turnovers. Come on, bro. Do better, Gino. We rock with you, man. Um, true or false? This one's very interesting. The Rams now have the
Hmm.
best 1-2 punch in all of football at wide receiver.
True.
You wanted to
True.
say false.
True. No, no, true. No, that was my answer.
Okay.
True.
I would say true as well. Obviously, the other contestant is AJ Brown and Smitty and Philly, T Higgins and Jamar, but they don't have a quarterback, so it doesn't really matter. I would say right now, Tay and
Yeah.
them dudes are scoring like touchdowns every game. So
Yeah.
I'm
Easily.
I'm agree. And last but not least, the Eagles have an AJ Brown problem, and this is going to carry over into our first topic.
Big problem.
Okay. I
Hmm.
want to say yes and no because I feel like we kind of dealt with this last year and then they just figured it out enough. It's like we know they're going to figure it out. They don't have a choice. But I guess we'll maneuver right into this first topic. What is up with the Eagles and AJ Brown, bro? Why can't he be treated like wide receiver one and they still win the way they win?
Well, it's because they're winning, right? So a lot of Eagles fans, and this is a direct shot to Cash, they feel like winning supersedes everything, which it kind of does. But
Hmm.
also, I think most importantly is how you win, right? Because look at it like this: you trade for this man, then you give him $100 million contract, and you do that for two reasons: is because you feel like he's one of the best wide receivers in the league, which he
Hmm.
is. My
Which he
whole
is.
point is when you are able to feed him and guys like Devontae Smith the ball on a consistent basis, it makes everything around you easier. There's a
Hmm.
reason why Saquon is having a down year in comparison to last season
Hmm.
because every team is just stacking the box, right?
Hmm.
And they're daring you to throw the ball. And let's take an example. Look what happened the last game against the Rams when their back was against the wall and they had to throw the ball.
He
They
got
did it,
busy. Yeah.
right? And then they got the ball rolling. But how can you have weapons and you don't want to use the weapons that you have and they're the best at their position?
What do you think? What do you think it is? Why is it like a lack of game planning to intentionally involve him, or is it like let's take what they're giving us? Like, why would you not want to give one of the most dynamic receivers in the sport touches?
A few reasons. A lot of times these games they've been up. You know, number two is working. Number three, Jalen Hurts. He doesn't like to take big risks if he doesn't have to. You know,
Hmm.
so again, I mean, the biggest part of it is that they're winning. So what are you gonna say if I have zero completions in the second half, but we still won the game comfortably?
That's it. That's the most insane stat I
Right?
think I've ever heard, bro.
Right? Right? And let's be honest, can another quarterback, is there any other quarterback who can go into the second half of a game and not complete a pass and their team end up winning as comfortably as the Eagles did?
Yeah. No,
Can
I
you
don't
name
think
another
so.
one?
I don't. It's just. It's. I mean, it's never happened. I don't know if it's. I don't think it's ever happened. It's the first time I've ever heard of it happening. I just think for me, like even like watching last night's Jets game in the Dolphins, not even for the Jets purposes, but like we know Tyreek has been saying he wants more opportunities to beat Tyreek Hill. Look
Yeah.
how often they involved him and how much it made Tua look like freaking Steve Young last night because it's easier on the quarterback when you're able to get A chain involved in the run and the pass game. When you're able to get Waddle, like it just makes everyone's job easier. Now with the Eagles, the reason why I'm on and off about whether they have a problem is again, we saw this last year
They're
to
winning.
the point where bro was reading books on the sidelines, and then when it was time for playoff time, they were able to figure it out. But like AJ is now posting like cryptic messages after the game, and
Yeah,
I
he's not
don't know
happy.
like I think there's still a lot of leadership in the locker room where it's not going to like negatively impact the team because again, they've already been there. It's like this is now like
Yeah,
they're just going through the motions now to get to
yeah.
the playoff run and then turn it on. But it's like how long is this like is this just going to keep happening every year where AJ Brown for 4 weeks looks like he doesn't play for the Eagles and then any given week he can break out for 150 yards and two touchdowns?
Well, the difference is in comparison to last season, even though when those games that AJ wasn't getting the ball that much, Saquon was still balling. He was
Saquon was
still,
hooping, yeah.
125, 150 yards a game, two touchdowns. Now he hasn't really done that. And I should know because I have him on my fantasy team and he hasn't been killing like that. But at some point, you want to make the game easier for Saquon so he can have some momentum going into the postseason, right? This ain't the NBA where it's a 3 game, a 5 game series, 7 game series. Any given Sunday, any team could beat you. The Rams ain't scared of y'all, right?
Yeah.
So it would be in your benefit to get these guys going sooner than later, right? And one more point is like, at the end of the day, an athlete wants to compete at the highest level. They want to
Yeah.
ball out. They want to ball out. Let's keep it a
Especially
stack.
receivers, bro. Like
Come on, man.
there are some prideful players because they are the most difficult players to get the ball to and any skill position player. Running back, you could just turn around and hand it to them. The receiver could run the perfect route and not get the
Dude,
ball and be wide
but
open.
but in today's NFL, every receiver gets wide open and they get fed,
Oh yeah,
right?
no, AJ's open. He's
You
open.
know what I want to know, bro? I want to know, is his contract incentive heavy? Because
Come on.
if not,
You're not doing AJ like that. Come
if
on. Coming
if
off a Super
not,
Bowl ring, bro.
bro, I'm saying if I can make an extra 3 to 4 million based off incentive off my stats, and you're not
Yeah.
feeding me the rock, the next contract, I have to hit you up for double.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely incentives in all of these superstars' contracts. So I'm
That's what
pretty
I'm
sure there's
saying.
something in there. I don't know what the benchmark is, or if that has any factor into either the Eagles playing funny or AJ's like, dog. Like, I just again, I think the fact that he's a star receiver alone, and in a conversation where we're always arguing the top five, that is a prideful conversation, and I don't think it's a bad prideful conversation because you want to be the best. All of them dudes line up to be the top dog, to be a top five wide receiver in the game. I just think for AJ, as somebody who knows what he's capable of, seeing the offense struggle for the most part, because they've struggled for
Hmm.
the most part, and you not even be like, all right. It's like when the Bengals struggle, they're like, Jamar Chase is getting 15 targets a game. When the
Yeah,
Bengals struggle,
facts. Yes,
regardless of what happens, he's gonna get the
yes,
ball thrown
yes.
15 times. That doesn't mean they're all gonna make it to him, but more than likely he's gonna come down with some of those. Same thing goes with the Dolphins. When the Dolphins were struggling years past before, Tyreek's gonna get all. That's why people picked him on their fantasy team because them dudes are gonna
And I
eat
know
regardless.
BS targets too, because like
Right.
I saw a video with Acho, and he was breaking down because AJ Brown got 10 targets in the previous game, and when he
Yeah.
broke down the film, 7 of them was BS targets, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like jump
Yeah.
balls that no one was gonna
They're
catch.
not created equal. Yeah, all targets aren't created equal. I agree. I do think they got to get them going soon because it's the difference between this year and last year is last year this started happening towards the end of the year. This year it's
Yeah,
happening early. So you don't want to let that fester, into whatever chemistry that's going on between AJ, Hurts. What I don't know if there's anything going on, but if there is something, you got to fix that now. You don't want that to be on the back end and have to figure that out, at some point because this looks like the most. Again, it's early, it's 4 weeks, but the Eagles don't look unbeatable, bro. Like they look
no.
like they could be gotten if you have the right game plan and you just keep your foot on their neck with that game plan, like you've been saying with the 35 and up points.
Hey man, but it can only go up because look at the teams they beat. They beat the Chiefs, they beat the Rams, and the Buccaneers, 3 playoff teams, right? So they can get right. But my thing is,
Oh
look
yeah,
at the Super Bowl. Y'all won comfortably because y'all threw the ball. The other
yeah,
Super Bowl that y'all lost, y'all could have won that game, and y'all threw the ball. So like, y'all know what the
yeah,
game plan is to make it easier for you guys,
yeah.
but they refuse to do it.
Right. It seems like they're more. It seems like they're just sticking to the script, but I don't know. Again, I don't know if they're going to have an AJ Brown problem, but Philly got to get that together. We're gonna pivot to your squad. Aaron Glenn
Oof,
looks
oh
stressed
brother.
out right now, and I heard he was cussing the boys out after the game in Miami last night. Do you think he's mishandling his approach to coaching the Jets? And I'll specify why after you answer.
All right, this is a tough question. But to me, it's 50-50 because we also have to remember he is a rookie head coach. And you know how I
Right.
feel about rookie head coach. You have to give them time to get their footing. The Jets, their problem is we have no organizational structure or
Hmm.
culture, right? If you look, if I was to say, yo, give me 10 of the greatest franchises in NFL history, right? You're going to say 49ers, Packers, Steelers, Cowboys, etc. All of them have this thing called continuity where they have a certain structure about the way that they go and do things. We're going to draft a specific way. We're trading for this type of player. We're going to build this player up, ABC, like structure steps. And this is how we're going to run this franchise. The Jets don't do that. It doesn't matter what coach we get. It doesn't matter what player we draft. There's something missing within the organization that we're not setting up the players and the coaches for success. If that makes sense. Like look at
Yeah.
the Steelers. As much as I shit on Mike Tomlin, he's won what 20 straight years. It's because he has a system in place,
Hmm.
right? Aaron Rodgers looked horrible with us, and he's looked decent this season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Todd Bowles looked bad with us, and the Buccaneers been a good team, and he's making Baker Mayfield play up to his
Yeah.
potential,
Yeah.
right? We had Mackay back then. He was a bust on the Jets, and then he goes on
Yeah.
to win a Super Bowl with the
The Eagles.
Eagles.
Yeah.
So there's something within our organization that is not right. So is it his fault? Partially. But he is a rookie head coach. And one more last thing, I'm tired of the Jets always going for defensive minded coaches. In this day in NFL, I want an offensive genius to run the show, like a Andy Reid, like a Sean McVay, like Sirianni. Like our last 3 coaches were defensive minded coaches, and we're getting the same results.
Yeah. So the base of this question is hard because I like Aaron Glenn and I think he means I think he's trying to implement a culture change in New York. Like we're not going to do this. We're not the same old Jets, which is something he keeps saying. And I think a lot of Aaron Glenn is trying to prove to the media that he's the right guy for the job more than he's trying to prove to himself. Because why is he telling the media, well, y'all got to change this narrative about bro? If you go and win games, that's gonna go away, right?
automatically.
My right. So the mishandling part for me is his tone when he came into the job, and I saw you tweet about it earlier. Like, if you guys make mistakes, you're not gonna play for me. And Gibson fumbled, critical fumble in the Steelers game, got cut.
Cut him.
And then they brought a bunch of dudes back. One, I don't think Braylon Allen should be returning kicks. He's not. This guy's a 250-pound running back. Why? I don't care how fast he is. He's like part of your offensive core. Guys like that don't return kicks. And now he's probably done for the year. His leg looks like it's pretty banged up. He's probably done for the year. So you missed that out. Two, the other guys that they have back there are still fumbling kicks. And, Joe Beningo said it today on his podcast. It's like, if you're going to cut everybody who makes mistakes, who's going to play? So the message, it's like, I get you're sending a strong message. You could bench guys. You could have, second team reps, guys get more reps. But to cut Gibson from week one off rip, it's like, dog, how many people are you going to cut? Like, where are you going to – and who? Like, these guys are already not good, not very good. Like, the roster's not, like, looking on a talent, level.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of talented players on this roster, bro. There's a couple studs on both sides. Like, there's some guys who are some dogs, and then it's like, who are these other cats? So are you just going to be cutting everybody? And now that I think Aaron's realized, oh, shoot, we're not as good as maybe I thought we were, and that we're making a lot more mistakes than I anticipated. 13 flags last night. They're constantly shooting themselves in the foot, and Breece Hall is talking about it after the game. It's like, well, now you can't cut us, so then what? Like, what is the underlying, consequence that can still get through to us and still motivate us to not make those same mistakes while still holding us accountable to know we need to be more disciplined? The amount of, like, flags is just crazy, bro. It's crazy.
And that's coaching.
That's coaching. And he's got to turn it around fast because, again, this is New York, bro. And not only is it New York, it's the Jets who have been long suffering, waiting for someone to finally turn it around. They dealt with Saleh. They dealt with Bowles. Mm-hmm. They're finally waiting. And you finally get a guy who played for the team. He was a great player for the team. He wanted this job. He said all the right things in the opening presser. And it's like, bro, we look like this. It looked like the same stuff, bro. Like, people like Saleh, as whatever people want to say about him, at least his defense looked solid, bro. The Jets defense looks brutal, bro. It's
top 5 defense every year, bro.
The Jets, like, it just looks like it looks like they don't practice, bro. Like, how is everyone so wide? How does Tyreek Hill run a basic crossing route and there's nobody within 30 yards of him? Like, who are you game planning for on any given play outside of Tyreek Hill at the wide? Again, I like Glenn a lot, bro, and I want him to succeed here. Obviously, my boy Justin is over there, Garrett Wilson's over there. I want all them boys to succeed there, but it's like they got to find a way. The coaching staff, they have to rally around this dude and, like, really do their jobs, bro. And I think Aaron might just need to, like you said, you want an offensive coach. I think Aaron needs to go coach the defense. Like, because right now the defense is what's really failing them. The offense has scored some points, know, and 3 of the 4 games, two of the 4 games, because last night they didn't really score until late when it was obvious they had to throw it and score.
Yeah,
but
the Buccaneers
they scored 30 plus.
The Steelers,
right?
Yeah.
The Bucs game, they can't. Like, right now, the defense is failing them, and you are a defensive wizard. That's what got you this job from what you turn around with the Detroit Lions. You need to go coach that defense like Bill Belichick coached the Patriots defense, bro. Take ownership of that, and then build that up until the point. Because right now, you're not ready. You're not ready to be dictating what's happening on offense and defense while still trying to keep a level head as a coach. Go do what you know how to do. Let the offensive coaches do what they know how to do. And turn this thing around before it gets ugly, because this looks like it's going to get uglier before it gets prettier, bro. Like,
well, I mean,
after this week, they got Denver.
Listen, the Jets organization, they're not known for firing coaches after 1 or 2 seasons. They'll let him get 3 or 4 seasons in. So again, like I don't think he's worried about because Salah had three seasons, right?
Salah was going
Todd,
after on the third year. On the third year, he was going.
right? Todd Bowles had like a full like 3 seasons,
I don't think so, bro.
right? I'll have to double check. They're not usually a one and done team. But my thing is, even going back to the Gibson point, right? First of all, Gibson won us 1 or 2 games last year, right?
The
And
opener, that was his
right, the
career
opener.
highlight.
And to say that he's not good to be on this team, and then you put a different player in that same position, and they consistently messing up, and they don't get cut, that goes back to what I'm saying about the continuity of like having a culture and identity for your team. Because now you're playing favoritism, and you're playing favoritism with players who ain't even all stars, bro. Like you feel me?
Right.
Like you're not gonna cut this man. You're not gonna cut this player after the Dolphins game, but you cut the best kickoff returner we have to send a
Yeah.
message that clearly isn't going through the players.
It's
You
not going
know,
through, and that's the alarming part. Because once it doesn't work, it's like, oh shoot. Once you come out guns blazing like that, and it don't work, it's like, what do you fall back on, bro?
but there's a lot of teams. There's little things that teams do that I can always pick up real quick that'll let me know how things go. Right, even with the first game, Ravens and the Bills. Right, how you up 20 something with like 4 minutes left in the game and you find a way to lose it? That proves to me y'all didn't learn from the last 2 seasons. Because that's the
Yeah.
game that you always lose and you continue to lose it. Same thing with
Yeah.
the Jets. First game against the Steelers, a game that you had won and you
One.
find a way to lose it. So yeah, just repeating the same mistake. So it's these little small things that people have to pick up on. That like I'll see it and be like, okay, we're not ready yet.
Yeah. Jets, please turn it around. Beat the Cowboys this week. Their defense is terrible. Like they should definitely score some points this week, unless they come out like they did last night, where they think they have Jerome Bettis and they just run the ball. Like Justin Fields need rhythm, bro. He's not Peyton Manning. You're not going to be able to ask him to throw on third down after running it 10 straight times and expect him to. Like that's my boy. That's not what you're going to get. Okay, he
Yo,
needs a couple throws to get him going. So don't wait until it's third and fourth down to ask him to make a perfect throw. Like that really drove me crazy last night. I was texting my boy. I'm like, they're going to lose this game because Justin's not going to have any rhythm until it's too late. By that time, you're down 2 scores. We know you got to pass. Like, it's not going to be sweet. Stop. Like, just be balanced. Why is it hard to be balanced? Man,
get it. I don't get it.
Shedeur's getting killed for saying, Rudy just sent me a trade offer. Shedeur's getting killed for saying, based on what he's seen so far through 3 weeks at that time, it wasn't 4 weeks yet. He definitely thinks he can start in the league right now. Is this a big deal or not a big deal? Rex Ryan went crazy on him about that. What do you think of his comments?
Yo, Rex Ryan need to chill, man. I seen some dude on uh, either Instagram or TikTok. They was like, "Oh, Rex, you were trying to get back in the league. Maybe you should go do. Maybe you should go study the
Right,
playbook so you can do a better job interview the next go around." You feel me?
right,
It's
right.
just Shedeur is just one of those players. It doesn't matter what he says or does. People are going to
Facts.
find an issue with it. He can
Polarizing.
pull up. He can pull up to a building and save 7 burning kittens,
Yeah,
and they will
yeah.
find a reason to hate. Like, yo, why were you
Yeah.
doing in that neighborhood anyway? Like,
Right, right. Why is it on
doesn't,
camera? Like you brought a
why is it
camera
on
crew.
camera? So at the end of the day, they're gonna find something to hate about him. It's just like, do you want him to be confident or not? He didn't say
Or
nothing out of the
not, right.
ordinary. Like,
Yeah.
you'll take, and I don't want to talk about race because we already know
I'm
what
about
it
to
is.
say,
But
they don't like when the brother's too confident
that's what
now.
I'm
It's a
saying
fact though.
because
That's a fact.
they love Jackson Dart's confidence. He
Right.
iced out during the game,
Right, right,
right?
right. That's a fact. They love Joe Burrow's confidence.
They love Joe
They
Burrow's
love all them.
confidence, right? If Shador had an iced out Cuban link and they lost, Rex Ryan would be like, "Yo, you focus more on your bling than
On your
winning." So
jury. Even if
they'll find something,
he
even
had
if
it
they
on, it
won.
would have been a topic of conversation, bro.
You know, like
It sucks because Dion played for Rex in Baltimore. Like Dion, and Dion, man. Dion's built a lot of relationships. It's like, bro, I get it. Like Shador's not above criticism, but what was he supposed to say? No, I'm not ready. Like, and by the way, I think they're benching
Flacco, yes,
Flacco, and Gabriel's going to be starting. So, like, it's not crazy to think they might need to start. Like, Joe Flacco's he needs to retire. Like, he looks
just
so
collecting
bad.
checks, collecting
Oh,
checks, man.
he looks like Joe actually looked good the last 2 years. You know, when he stepped in Indiana and
One
in
or two
Cleveland.
games, yes.
It's done now. It's done. Joe's
Yo,
just throwing Joe threw a ball directly up in the sky last week.
yo,
That
these
was
dudes
a
don't
big
like hanging
ball,
with their family. They don't like hanging with their
son.
family.
Yeah, nah,
200
Joe.
million up, the Super Bowl
Yeah,
champion.
all
Like,
he's doing right
bro,
now is racking up INTs. That's
retire.
going to make his career look different for people who didn't see him play. If people didn't see Joe Flacco play and they look at his numbers in a couple of years, they're going to be like, "Damn, this dude he's a bum." But they don't
He
know
had one
Joe
of
was
the best
cold.
run. He had one of the
Oh
best
yeah,
runs.
oh yeah, oh yeah. He was
That Super
cold. Joe
Bowl
was
run,
cold. Yeah,
11
stared at
TDs,
Peyton Manning
no
in his eyes,
interceptions.
stared at
Yeah,
Tom Brady in his eyes, and then he got capped
facts.
in the Super Bowl. Yeah, man. What's Shedeur supposed to say? I'm not ready. I mean, the thing that I'm bothered by these comments that people are saying on Shedeur is like this is not him going on like YouTube and like making content about how great and ready he is. He's being interviewed and being asked this in the locker room, bro. Like he's being asked, "Do you think you know? Have you seen what's going on? Do you think you can play?" And like, yeah, I'm supposed to say no. Like, would we want a quarterback that don't think he's ready to play? If they ask Dylan Gabriel, you think he wouldn't say he's ready to play? Anybody's going to say they're ready to play. Even the not ready to play guys are going to say they're ready to play.
Listen, and then the nature of sports media, what gets you the most clicks? Let's make a segment about Shedeur Sanders
Right,
for no
right,
reason, who wasn't even named the starter for this week. But let's just pull up some oddball comment
right,
that he made and let's run
right.
with it. And like Rex gotta stop, man. Rex
Yeah.
Rex should go audition for Young and the Restless, just like Stephen A. does, right? Because he is a good actor. Like he's on TV now. He's a good actor, and like he needs to go be on TV doing soap operas, bro. Like I was
Yeah.
disgusted with that little rant he had, man.
It's stupid, bro. Like he was calling the dude out his name, talking about "listen, kid," and like just the tone was just
Yo,
very like, "This is like relax, Rex. It's not that deep, bro. Relax." But listen, with Dylan now in the mix, Cleveland again, their offense is not very good. He's probably gonna struggle. Like Shador is like Dion said, he's gonna get a shot sooner than later. I just hope when that comes, he balls out and everyone can shut up. I just hope, like Shador, you have to ball. We can't leave any questions because they're gonna try to bury
yeah.
you, bro. You gotta hoop. You gotta hoop. All right. What you got for us this week for your signing off, final take?
All right. So this topic it's been going on for like 3 or 4 years now, right? And I'm not even the biggest Russell Wilson fan, but like the ridiculous amount of criticism he gets, especially for his career, is just ridiculous, man.
You
Like,
stole
what
mine.
is it? Yo, what is it about this man that like y'all hate, man? Is it because he has an R&B wife? Is it because he's a cool, laid back guy who's non-confrontational? It's just like the criticism of Russell Wilson is like borderline getting disrespectful, right? To
Mm-hmm.
say that this man is, played himself out of a Hall of Fame. I mean, that's your opinion, but it's just the
Right.
way that they went about just saying it. Like they just need to fall back,
Right.
relax a little bit, and like actually put some respect on that man's name because it's not like y'all won the Super Bowl with like some scrub back there. He's part
With
of the
Matt
reason y'all
Flynn,
won.
like with
Yeah,
Matt
right.
Flynn as your quarterback.
Like he's part of the reason why you guys won the Super Bowl, which he played well in, and then he got you
Russ
guys
threw
back,
5 touchdowns in the Super Bowl, bro. Like
right?
they got Russ twisted, bro.
And then, but what it really is that that second Super Bowl interception soured a lot of guys. But put that on the head coach
Put that
for
on a
calling
damn
that
like
stupid ass play, bro. That is on the head coach for calling that play. They should
right,
just fed it to beast mode, scored a touchdown that the Patriots were
right.
actually gonna let them score, and
Yeah.
then y'all
And it
would have
was
been back
third
to back.
down, bro. It was third. If it don't work on third down, then on fourth down, maybe you got to get a little funky with it. It was third down. It
Yeah,
wasn't even fourth
nah,
down.
nah, it was second down, bro.
Second down, even worse.
Second down,
Like,
yeah,
come
because the first
on.
first down, Marshall Lynch,
He ran it down to the 2. Yeah,
yes, right down to
yeah,
the two, and then it was second down. Like, try it again, try it on third down,
yeah,
even like,
yeah,
but it's not Russell Wilson's fault, man. Like, I don't
yeah.
know, man.
Since you stole my final take, I'll piggyback off that. The part of it that annoyed me the most was that Sherman was literally not telling the truth. Like he was talking about, outside of the Legion of Boom years, Russ really didn't have a winning record. I went and looked it up, and somebody actually had posted it on Twitter, like the facts. It was like, no, Russ, the years after the Legion of Boom kind of like started to phase out and go their separate
Yeah,
ways, Russ was still carrying that team to 11 wins, 12 wins, 10 wins. They were making the playoffs every year. Like, this wasn't like y'all carried this man. Like, his numbers, like, the defense made him throw all these touchdowns. Russ has some of the most clutch moments in playoffs history.
Yes.
That
Against
moon
the
ball,
Packers.
you know, he threw
Yes.
against the Packers in overtime. Like,
Yeah.
that wasn't y'all. So, like, again, yes, it was a team effort. The fact that that team was so good, the defense was great. Don't get it twisted. But they're talking like they were like he was Trent Dilfer on those 2000 Ravens team.
Yeah,
Like, he was
crazy,
Brad
man.
Johnson on the Buccaneers in 2003.
Yeah,
They're
like, come
talking like
on,
that. Like,
bro.
bro, nah, Russ was one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He was in MVP conversations at that time.
Every
Don't get
season.
it twisted, bro.
Every season.
Every season, bro. So don't play with Russ like that. I agree. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, sometimes though, that's why I do respect wide receivers because it's only a certain level of disrespect that they're gonna
You could.
take before they wild on you,
Oh yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Like last season when or 2 seasons ago when Sean Payton was barking at Russ on the sideline, I feel like that should have been the moment in time where he's like, "Oh, we slap the shit out of
Nah, that ain't Russ, bro. That ain't Russ.
you," right? Because like they just
We
playing
all
on
we
his
all thought it.
name.
We all thought it.
Like you're just disrespecting this man for no reason. He is not a bum whatsoever.
Yeah,
Like let's not
yeah.
rewrite history.
And people don't like Russ, to answer your question. People don't like Russ because his way works, and like he's thrived doing things his way. He's not, he don't appear the way that some men think masculine men should appear. The fact that he openly loves his wife and he caters to her, and he's like always talking about religion and things like that. For a lot of men, they're very uncomfortable seeing a star player who's made more money than them, who's had more success, and who's more widely known. Like Russ, after his playing days, he's going to be on TV one day. And it's not going to be on
Easily.
NFL Network.
Nah.
Russ is probably going to be doing
CBS.
ABC's morning
Yeah.
show with Michael Strahan. Like,
Yep.
that's a fact. And a lot of people, like, that rubs them the wrong way to see somebody the polar opposite of you still find success in being authentic and true to themselves. But it's like, bruh, you don't got to agree with everything he do or say, but you don't got to violate the man. Like, just like Russ is not coming out saying, I've never heard Russ say anything negative about anybody. All these dudes throwing shots at him, he just turns the other cheek and he moves on. He goes home to his kids, to his wife, and he lives his life. Like, that's how it should be. But why everyone feels like they need to be the one that, buries Russ? Like, Russ is good, bro. He's fine. He's okay. He's okay.
Yeah, they give. Speaking of Joe Flacco, it's like they give Joe Flacco more respect than Russ, and it's like,
Than Russ, yeah.
come on, man. Like, nah.
Right. Yeah.
Like again, you're not gonna sit here and rewrite history like this dude wasn't like a good player, a good quarterback for like 10, 11 seasons, bro. We're not gonna do
Right. We were there. We saw it. we lived through it. Yeah. Well, all right, man. I hope our Jets for now can get a win this week in MetLife Stadium. They got Dallas. Dallas defense is terrible. We got to put up some points, but we got to get some stops because Dak is coming in to put up some points.
No, definitely will.
He's locked in right now. We got to put up some points and we got to get some defensive stops. Aaron Glenn, go coach that defense, bro. Stop talk. Like, we don't want to hear with Steve Wilkes respectfully. Right now, his job is not what's on the line. In the grand scheme, it's yours. Go coach that defense, get them right, and then you can kind of like ease back into the whole general head coach thing. But right now, you need to put your imprint on that defense and make them play with your swagger, your attitude, or it's going to be a long season, beloved. All right? I don't know everything. I know what I know. This was your boy, Sean, my co Gene. We'll see y'all next week. Holla.
Peace.